This same Abubakar Malami, he was just minister for 8 years. And the money earned by ministers is less than $1 million. It's just less than $1 million naira per month. All right. So if you, let's even say it's $1 million. If you calculate $1 million by 12 months, so a year, you're making like 12 million naira, right? Multiply it by 8, right? That is about 96 million, naira for the 8 years he has served. So, but this same man built a hotel in Kebbi State. They said his assets in Kebbi, what he built in Kebbi, what 10 billion naira. How did he get the money? What is his source of income? That is the question. This is what P2B calls wealth without enterprise. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. The Economic and Financial Crime Commission, the EFCC in Nigeria, I think they are kind of waking up now, trying to look into the public sector, particularly those who have held political office, because many Nigerians have been crying, asking EFCC to look into the public sector, because virtually most of the funds that are allocated in the annual budget does not trickle down to the public. This is because those in public offices always, most of the times, divert these funds and use them for their personal, aggrandizement. So based on that, citizens have been, attacking the EFCC in terms of calling them out, that they focus more on the Yahoo boys, who Nigerians believe are even stealing not even up to 1% of what public office holders, do steal. Yes, we all agree that those who perpetrate all kinds of fraud and scams need to be apprehended and thrown into the jail and throw away the key. But there are also those who are, stealing from our national patrimony, the money that was supposed to be used for development, investment in people, are being stolen. And these people who steal this money flaunt it even before our very eyes. They use it to build real estate and still rent it back to the poor people who are supposed to benefit from those funds. Some of them buy properties abroad, own offshore accounts in tax havens, and even buy houses for their kids abroad. So we have seen this happen over and over again, and Nigeria continue to lament, why are we in this kind of situation? And EFCC have always been under the radar of the public. So each time, they put out the mugshot of these Yahoo boys, if you go to their page, you see how people continue to, abuse them and attack them, because Nigerians felt that they are supposed to focus more on the big fishes who are stealing billions of naira. So you may recall that even during the time of President Muhammadu Buhari, they printed over 20 trillion naira for under ways and means. That money now have been recycled back to be part of the debt owned by the government, which the citizens are to pay. Taxpayers are to pay for it. Till today, nobody was held accountable. Just only the former central bank governor, Godwin Emefiele, was the person who is suffering all this. And I keep shouting at that time, why is it that it's only Godwin Emefiele that is being held for all these, atrocities that took place under Buhari's regime? There are many other people. Anchor Borrowers program was held. Where are the funds? Herdsmen don't allow farmers to go to farm. So who are the people benefiting from the Anchor Borrowers program? So when you look at all those billions of naira that were expended in Anchor Borrowers program, you will discover that those money does not trickle down to the farmers. They are trapped somewhere by few individuals who are in control of these funds. So we keep clamoring and asking the EFCC to investigate these public office holders. And for me, I think that before you even leave office, EFCC is supposed to have finished their investigation on you. They're supposed to be following the money every year, pending when you leave office, for those that have immunity. For others that don't have immunity, like the ministers, the National Assembly members, they follow the money and pick you up and be able to, investigate your matter, prosecute you if you are found wanting, and then you serve your sentence. That is the expectation of the people. So, but for quite some time, this were not happening. So I know how Nigerians stood up against the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, who was alleged to have stolen over 80-something billion naira. And the EFCC was, being on the searchlight at that time, to the point that even the chairman said that if he did not prosecute Yahaya Bello, he will resign. His case is still in court. We are still waiting for the outcome. So that tells you the interest Nigeria has, because they know that bulk of the money that are budgeted, or the federal allocation that are being shared between the 3 tiers of government, plus their IGR, those funds does not trickle down to the development of the country and to improve the welfare of the people. But I'm glad that, recently the EFCC has woken up to begin to pick up people within the government. Those who serve in previous administration are under the radar as we speak. So you may be aware that the former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, was also invited by the EFCC on the 29th of November 2025 to come and answer some questions based on the investigation they are carrying on during his 8 years as the Attorney General of the Federation of Nigeria. So on that day, after the interrogation, Abubakar Malami, came to his Twitter handle and dished out a long tweet trying to exonerate himself from the allegations that the EFCC is putting forward against him. And those allegations includes money laundering, abuse of office, and terrorism financing. There was an army general who came out one time and began to, mention some investigation they did, to uncover those who are funding terrorism. And I think his name was mentioned, and he came and debunked it that he does not fund terrorism, and began to mention some certain things he did as Attorney General. That he was part of his ministry was part of those that spearheaded the Terrorism Financing Act, the Human Trafficking Act, the National Financial Intelligence Unit, NFIU. So he mentioned all these things as his contribution as an Attorney General and all that. But that does not sit well with Nigerians, because Nigeria knows how powerful his office was. And if you may recall, there was this special assistant to the president, that's during Buhari's administration. Okoye Obono Obla is the name of the special assistant to the president on special investigative panel for the recovery of public property, that is public asset. So this man, there was a podcast, he featured on Mike on Podcast with, Chegu Kimbaloy of the Channel Television, where he was mentioning how the Attorney General was trying to derail him from the work that he was doing. Remember, his office is, partly under the Ministry of Justice. So a kind of memo to the minister as well as, the president, but he reports directly to the president that the case may be. But this man, this same Attorney General, Abubakar Malami, was trying to stifle this guy, from performing his function. He gave him a whole lot of headache. If you go and watch that podcast, you will hear a lot of things that he said, how he frustrated all the things he was doing, because he was reporting directly to the president. But the Attorney General wants to have total control of what all the, anti-corruption agencies are doing, like the EFCC, the ICPC. But remember that it is this same Attorney General that created the storm that sent Magu out of office as the EFCC chairman. And what was his issue with Magu? He said that Magu was not loyal. That's, I think the charge was insubordination or something of that nature. And what was the problem? I think his problem began majorly when he went to, if you remember, the house in Lagos, in Ikoyi, Lagos, where over $400 something million was stashed, which was said was linked to Nigeria Intelligence Agency at that time, NIA. So from the grapevine information that was available at that time, that the EFCC were asked not to go to that apartment, but Magu refused and sent his boys who went to recover that fund. So, and based on that fact, the Attorney General was angry with Magu, and then he spearheaded his removal. And their method, they will first suspend you, and from suspension you are gone. Go and check the record of all the former EFCC chairmen, starting from Ribadu, who is the new national security advisor today. You will understand that all of them always leave that office abruptly. After Magu left, they brought in the Bawa, who was also the chairman. The same thing happened to Bawa. Bawa was sent out from suspension, is gone, and now the current chairman, Olukayode. So the office of the Attorney General was so powerful that he wants to make sure that whatever is happening in the country at that time, that he's in charge of it. So that is how he was able to get himself into several things that is bringing about these charges that have been brought before him. But according to reports that is available, it was mentioned that Abubakar Malami will be up to 18 offenses. 18 offenses by one man. That's to tell you that this guy has put his tentacles in different places of government when he was Attorney General for 8 years. So when you look at the charges, money laundering charges, they said he operated over 40 accounts, bank accounts, over 40 bank accounts by one man. So most of the times I wonder how the money laundering programs among banks, their compliance program, and so on and so forth is happening in the country, because for one man to have an account and be moving money in this account without anybody flagging it, without no suspicious transaction report being flagged and stuff like that, worries me. And they served for 8 years. And until now, 2 years after he has left office, or more than 2 years, that's when he's about to be picked up. Anyways, the main thing is that they said it's better late than never. So for him to be picked up now, I think he has spent about 2 days in the EFCC custody today because he was given a bail, but he was unable to meet his bail condition. And he was still there at the EFCC office for about 2 nights now. So, but the fact is that, what are these things that they mention that they are investigating him on? I think I'll read them because it's quite a long list, on his name. A whole lot of stuff is going on around the former Attorney General. Now, the key transactions that was mentioned was about $496 million, dollars payment to Global Steel Holdings Limited. And what about the company? They say it's compensation for the termination of Ajaokuta Steel. The moribund Ajaokuta. They paid compensation to this company, $496 million, for the termination of Ajaokuta Steel concession, despite that company has waived their right for any settlement. That is to say, the company has said, okay, since the contract has been terminated, we are not demanding for any settlement. We are not expecting any payment from the government for the breach of, the contract or how the contract was terminated. But Abubakar Malami, according to the information we have, when you go to Sahara Reporters also, you will see it's almost on virtually most of the newspapers. They say that despite that this company has waived their right of settlement, Abubakar Malami still went ahead to pay them $496 million. That's what it was paid. That's one of the transactions. Then the second one was the sale of multi-billion naira forfeited asset to EFCC. They said it was marred with poor valuation, and also there's a lot of opacity, no transparency in that process. And this same issue was majorly during when Bawa was the chairman of EFCC at that time. That is the issue, because this story came up at that time, how they were selling confiscated assets, when they do forfeiture in the court, and they hand the property over to EFCC on behalf of the government. They will now, kind of put up an advert that they are doing, disposition of those assets, and people will come and pay. So most of these assets were poorly valued, and you know how this thing works. Either they buy it through cronies or through shell companies, or their friends or family members will be the one to come and buy it on their behalf. So these are the things that were mentioned, concerning him. But remember, there is still an issue about the 322.5 million Abacha loot. The 322.5 includes both the interest that accrued on the money. So that's the total package that was sent from Switzerland, back to Nigeria. Abacha loot. That money, nobody knows how it went, but according to what Malami said, he said that the funds was channeled to, social investment program. All these, they are CCT, sending money to unknown persons, probably the school feeding and what have you. That's where the money went. So, no accountability, nothing. They told us they sent how many billion to indigent Nigerians. We don't know who they are. We have not seen any list. I don't know who has verified those indigent Nigerians. Were they picked, and so on and so forth. Nobody knows. That's why he said the Abacha loot money went, according to what Malami responded to on that one. Again, there is another $419 million judgment debt awarded to consultants who claimed to have facilitated the Paris Club refund process. $419 million. So all this money we are mentioning are in dollars. Huge sum. When you convert them to naira at that time, you understand what we are talking about. And then there's another $200 million compensation to Sunrise Power in the dispute that arose in the Mambela, power project contract. So these are part of the things EFCC want him to, answer, as part of what happened under his watch. So you need to provide a detailed information, documentations to exonerate himself if these claims are not true. So you need to prove it. It's not about sending long tweet on X, trying to dissuade the thing that is fake, is malicious, is this. That's not the issue. The issue now is you have to prove it, because EFCC cannot just call you. They have seen documentation, and so many things were not clear. And that was why he was invited, for him to come and respond. That's fair hearing, and that's legal, right? So he has the time to now clear the air what happened. And don't forget, this same Abubakar Malami, he was just minister for 8 years. And the money earned by ministers is less than $1 million. It's just less than $1 million naira per month. All right. So let's even say it's $1 million. If you calculate $1 million by 12 months, so a year, you'll be making like 12 million naira, right? Multiply it by 8. right? That is about 96 million, naira for the 8 years he has served. So, but this same man built a hotel in Kebbi State. They said his assets in Kebbi, what he built in Kebbi, what 10 billion, 10 billion naira. How did he get the money? What is his source of income? That is the question. This is what P2B calls wealth without enterprise. He's just an attorney general, and he built a hotel in Kebbi, Asbia Hotel, over 10 billion. Built houses for his kids. Look, guys, look at the cars his sons are driving. Attorney General of the Federation. So anybody that stands on his way, he removes them. That's what he does. He goes to president because he was proven to be the tough Attorney General who is in charge of everything. At some point, Buhari wasn't in charge at that time, especially when he was sick. By the time he was sick and came back, a lot of things changed within his government. So these guys are the one controlling the whole thing that was happening. I just wish that one day Ibrahim Magu will come out and explain to Nigerians his experience under Abubakar Malami. So during his tenure, all the anti-corruption agencies, they know what they went through, because like EFCC, they are under the Ministry of Justice, which he served, which he was the Attorney General. So when you look at what they went through, is something that the chairman cannot even explain to you what they went through. So he proved so powerful, he proved so tough. They have their ways. If you stand on their way, they kick you out. That's what they do. And if you ask Magu will tell you one of his offense was what? Insubordination. Magu never saw the charge. Even his lawyer, I think it was his lawyer then came on air and was saying that they did not see any report. Nothing was given to them to show what Magu did. In fact, when Magu left, he didn't know exactly what he did. The same thing they did to Urban Oblo. They said this was insubordination. And then they cook up certificate issue around him that he doesn't have GCE. He's using his brother's GCE. That's how they dish him out. From suspension, you are gone. So these are the issues. So I'm happy that EFCC has brought him in, let him explain himself, and let EFCC dig deep, because I've been crying about him, because I know that during his tenure as Attorney General, a lot of things went down. A lot of things went down. So they need to uncover all these things. Follow the money. You will see everything that happened. It may be a little smart, hide some that may not be seen, but if EFCC follow the money, they will get every details, everything. Track him, link up to FBI, provide his details. FBI will help you guys track his resources, both abroad and anywhere they are. Even if he hid it in Bitcoin, FBI have the technology to trace the money to the end. So you can't do Bitcoin and go scot-free where FBI are. They have the technology. They will get every details, all of them. So all those houses they buy abroad, confiscate all. Confiscate everything. That's what Nigerians want. All these guys in power, that they are poor, wretched, they join politics, they become billionaires in a couple of years. That's what Nigeria want to stop. So EFCC chairman, today I commend you for taking this step. There are many more like him. Go to the National Assembly. Dig deeper. Their oversight, how are they doing it? Find out from MDAs before they submit budget. What happens? What goes by the back room between them and the National Assembly? Find out. Go and dig deeper. I'm also glad to hear, similarly, that Chris Ngige, the former Minister of Labour under Buhari's administration, I think he served 2 terms. That is 8 years as well. He was also picked up by the EFCC. He was invited, and he was at the EFCC custody as we speak. So EFCC is waking up. That's what Nigeria wants to see. And we'll continue to commend you guys when you do well. We will continue to give you kudos when you do well. Start picking them up. There are many of them. There are other ministers. The former Minister of Aviation, I know you guys invited him the other time, but we are not hearing, anything. The one that was doing the fake Nigerian Air, right? So we have not had anything further after he was invited by the EFCC. So we need details. We need information coming out. What is going on between EFCC and all these people? So kudos to you guys at the EFCC. I'm happy that you guys are, waking up now to attack these people, because they are the main culprits. In fact, if you put the whole money Nigerian Yahoo guys have stolen, it's not even up to 2% of what these politicians have stolen in the country. So as you are hitting the Yahoo guys, please hit the politicians. Hit not just politicians, including civil servants, permanent secretaries, directors. Check them. The monies are there. Begin to trace all the money allocations received by each MDAs. What are they doing with them? Begin to track people. You will begin to get these things. And when people start going to jail, things will start changing. And let me also beg you guys at EFCC, please, I know that there is plea bargain, but if you guys continue to do plea bargain, people will continue to steal more. Because if I steal 1 billion and you invite me and I do plea bargain with you guys and forfeit you guys 700 million and take 300 million, I'm still good. I'm still okay, right? So it's not making sense to me. So for now, I think you guys should jettison this issue of plea bargain. Start setting an example, because when they see people going to jail, then other people will start sitting up knowing that they are close to jail. That's exactly what happens in the US. So in New Jersey, there's a senator who was also jailed for collecting kickback, pay to play. So they don't, do all those kind of this. There are occasions they do plea bargain, but majority of people that they catch in corruption, they go to jail. There's another congressman, who collect campaign funds, use it to go and do touch up in his lips and all this. They sent him to jail, fired him from Congress and sent him to jail. So that's what they do. When you set example, other people will start adjusting. But when you go and do plea bargain, you collect money, you release the person goes scot-free, then it's not making sense. Senator Ojuzo Kalu, I know that is he appeal court or Supreme Court? I think appeal court threw away his case and said they should start afresh the process. Till today, over 2 years or 3 years now, EFCC have not started the process afresh. You guys should start this process. Let him start going back to court. That's how it works. I know it's quite a whole lot for you guys, because the corruption in Nigeria is too much, but the manpower may be too low to catch up with all these things. But you can prioritize. You can prioritize because of lean resources. You can prioritize the big fish and start investing in that one, so that when you get them and recover the loot from them, you can be able to fund other operations. And my other advice to the EFCC chairman is, if you read the history of all the EFCC chairmen, none of them served their tenure fully and leave. They were all removed at some point. So whatever you are doing, just know that kind of fate can befall you. So what I will encourage you to do is, don't look back. Just do the right things. If they remove you for doing the right thing, your conscience will be clear that you did right things and the bad guys removed you. There's no problem with that. So don't use because of the experiences of other past chairmen and begin to do selective prosecution. No. So look for a good prosecutor and good lawyers who can package their case very well, so that it will be watertight, so that when they go to court, they will find it difficult to evade. That's one thing I love about FBI. The FBI in America, the moment they knock on your door, they have what will nail you in court. They have already met the prosecutor, show evidence, do everything before the prosecutor sign it off. So the moment they pick you, you are not coming back. You are going to jail. Just know it. It's rare that FBI tries you in court. They send your case for prosecution and you go scot-free. It's hard. Go and check their history. It's hard. So that's what I want you guys to do at EFCC. Do painstaking investigation. Collect all the evidence. And then initiate the prosecution. So that at the end of the day, you guys will record success. For me, if you are telling me you prosecuted 1,000 Yahoo boys and you are prosecuting only 2, politicians who are stealing our loot, I won't give you guys a clap, because if you put together that 1,000 Yahoo boys you people prosecuted, the funds they stole from wherever they stole it from is less than 1% of what these politicians are stealing. And civil servants, it's not just politicians, civil servants as well. Most of them are still there stealing all the money that comes to their ministry, agency, or department. Nobody knows where they go. How will a director who is earning less than 500,000 or so, has 3 children abroad and is paying their school fees? How did it happen? How? That is the question. Somebody is a minister. Before he became minister, he has nothing. And 2 years after, he become a millionaire, buy houses in Abuja, buy in Lagos, and all these things. How? How did it happen? These are the questions EFCC should look into. Watch their affluence, how they live, what they do, how they fly private jet and things like that. From there, you'll be able to dig deep and you will get your answers. So, I don't know, but for me, I think I appreciate this work you guys are doing now. From Malami, there are many others. Better Edu in this Tinubu's administration, we have not had anything again. She was removed because of the billions. Till today, we have not had anything. Is she in court? We don't know. What is going on? We don't know. So EFCC, we want to know what is going on about Better Edu. And other people in this administration of Tinubu, we need to know. Because subsidy has been removed. We are still borrowing and borrowing. We are not seeing where the borrowing is going. Our roads are still bad. Insecurity is still terrible. Nobody can even move around in Nigeria now due to security situation. Economy is still in shambles. So we are not seeing where all this money is going into. State governors, by now, EFCC, the governors that are supposed to be finishing their 8 years, by now, you guys supposed to have done investigations on them and keep it handy. As soon as the person hands over, immunity leaves, you guys can go in and pick the person. They will come and answer. If I your COA, they say that, alleged that I think it's 10 or about $1 trillion plus or something like that. We have not had anything further since they come to APC. Prove Nigerians wrong that when you join APC, your sins are forgiven. Prove them wrong by beginning to deal with everyone, no matter your party, as far as you steal from the country, from the national purse, get them. The people that are doing oil bunkering, looting our crude oil, selling it abroad, they are part of the team. Investigate them. If you listen to Obono Obla, he mentioned it about $60 billion are trapped abroad, or crude oil theft money. He mentioned it. They wrote him from US when he was there under Buhari, but he was not able to investigate it because Attorney General, this Malami you guys are holding now, blocked him. So you guys should investigate that money right back to that organization and find out what is going on. And you guys can dig into it and see if it's what you guys can handle with the current Attorney General. So that if that money comes back, all this borrowing that Nigeria is doing will stop. If we inject 60 billion to our foreign reserve with the current 40-something billion, that will be like 100 billion. And Nigeria economy will start stabilizing and dollar to naira will start falling because we now have adequate dollar supply. So I don't know what's going on. You guys should do this job. But kudos to the ones, this step you guys have taken. I appreciate it. I think the other day, I saw, a video. People are saying, crying, how your operatives come in the night, break their door, search the house, they didn't see anything. Nobody fixed the door. You can't come damage somebody's property in the name of conducting search, and you didn't see anything incriminating, and you leave the person to go and spend his money to fix it. No, that's not proper. So the modus operandi still hinge on it, that you guys should look into it and fix it and make it a human face. FBI goes to raid people in the day, at times in the night, depending, but majorly in the day. They track you. They know when you are available. They track you and they pick you up. So, well, I don't know. It's the right step in the right direction. So guys, if you feel that what the EFCC has done demands commendation, at least they have gotten the backbone to go after some of these big shots. So please put it in the comment section. My comment section is open for you so that we'll continue to debate on it and see what more they can do. And then, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on the notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those that will be notified. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. I'm signing out.